Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're embarking on a journey to understand a geographic giant and a spiritual cradle that is honestly unlike anywhere else on Earth. We're talking about India. Think of this as your ultimate first-time visitor's itinerary, where we'll explore the massive scale, the wild climates, and the profound historical depths of this incredible subcontinent. Right off the bat, we're diving into the absolute sensory magic of this place. India is a land of towering mountains, vibrant markets, deep spirituality, and ultimate contrast. Picture this: fragrant incense rising toward the sky, tranquil waters reflecting these ancient temples, and brightly colored prayer flags fluttering across the freezing high winds of the Himalayas. So, here's a quick look at our itinerary today. We're going to welcome you to the subcontinent, explore its incredible environmental extremes, follow the path of the sacred Ganges River, and finally, look at its role as a cradle of faith.
Okay, let's jump right into stop number 1, discovering the subcontinent, known profoundly in its own language as Bharat.
When we say welcome to India, we mean stepping into an unparalleled visual richness. I'm talking beautifully decorated elephants parading down streets, Bengal tigers prowling silently through thick mangrove forests, and these jaw-dropping white marble palaces left behind by lost dynasties. It's a landscape that stretches all the way from the heart of South Asia down to the sweeping shores of the Indian Ocean. And guys, the sheer scale here, it's staggering. We're talking over 1.5 billion people calling this place home. To put that into perspective, it's a massive portion of all humanity packed into this one geographic giant. It's an absolutely vital takeaway for any first-time visitor.
Now, before we get swept away by the culture and the climate, we kind of have to pause and ask a fundamental question about the literal ground we'll be standing on. We look at maps and think everything is static, right? But just how alive is this massive subcontinent?
Well, the answer is incredibly alive. Believe it or not, the entire subcontinent is slowly creeping northward by about 5 centimeters. That's roughly 2 inches every single year. Just think about the sheer, mind-boggling force it takes to move a landmass of that size. It's constantly pushing the Himalayas ever higher in this millennia-long geological dance. So yeah, the ground beneath your feet there, it's quite literally on the move, actively shaping the roof of the world as we speak. All right, moving on to stop number 2, a land of extremes. Let's see how that tectonic movement created a nation defined by dramatic environmental shifts.
Because of its immense size, India essentially holds almost every climate on the planet. I mean, on one hand, you've got the freezing, harsh winter peaks up in Kashmir. But then you travel south and boom, you're suddenly plunged into the lush tropical forests of Kerala, where this thick, enveloping humidity just covers everything. The contrast between these frozen mountain peaks and thick tropical jungles is honestly mind-blowing for one single country.
And those extremes, they don't stop at temperature. It's also all about water. As you cross the country, you'll hit the incredibly harsh, arid deserts of Rajasthan. But contrast that unforgiving, dry landscape with the monsoonal plains. These are vast stretches of land that completely transform overnight when the seasonal rains hit, just bursting into vibrant life. It's really a land of striking, dynamic transformations. Which brings us to the third leg of our itinerary, the sacred Ganges River. We're moving from the land straight to the spiritual waters. Now, to really wrap your head around the Ganges, you first have to grasp its massive physical scale. This river flows for over 2,500 kilometers. That's roughly 1,550 miles. It winds its way through this extraordinary landscape, acting as a crucial, life-giving artery for the entire subcontinent. But here's the thing you absolutely need to know. The Ganges is way, way more than just water. It's essentially the spirit of the nation. It's considered profoundly sacred by Hindus. Every single year, millions of people travel to these specific waters to immerse themselves. And they're not just taking a dip, right? They are actively seeking to purify themselves spiritually, looking for a tangible, profound connection with the divine through the physical act of immersion. It's incredibly powerful. And that profound spirituality flows perfectly into our final stop, the cradle of faith, where we'll explore roots that sink incredibly deep into time. You see, India is the literal birthplace of 4 major world religions: Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. Just take a second to absorb that global impact. From this one single subcontinent, these belief systems spread out and directly influence over 1.5 billion people across the globe today. The spiritual export of this landmass is truly staggering. On top of that, the modern spiritual fabric of the country includes more than 300,000 mosques. I mean, 300,000. That massive number is a living, breathing testimony to the active coexistence of different faiths. It truly proves that this is a land of multiple, thriving devotions living side by side. So, we've covered a lot of ground today, from shifting tectonic plates pushing up the roof of the world to steamy jungles all the way to the purifying waters of the Ganges. Now that you're armed with this understanding of its monumental scale and deep spiritual heritage, which part of this vast subcontinent are you going to explore first? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and definitely keep that curiosity alive.